Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, welcome back to Cornwall, welcome back to my living room, and welcome back to winter, because it is the middle of winter. It is grey outside, it's been raining for the last 2 days, and I figured I didn't want to get the car muddy, so why not just do a vlog while messing around in Stranded Deep, which is a video game that is quite popular on the channel. But wait, there's more, there's always more. For some reason, the in-game music is the shark attack music, and I don't see a shark anywhere because we're inland, so I have to deal with that, I guess. But wait, what's been going on? It's a new year! It is a new year! We are now into January. We are on the 5th of January as I record. But wait, there's more. There's always more. It slices, it dices, it can chop through my car and still cut a tomato. Yeah. So I actually took a week out over Christmas because I got sick. I was made sick by someone at work. So I went to the office dinner, Christmas dinner, and somebody brought along the flu virus, which is one of the 4 viruses that is going around Cornwall at the moment. We have the flu virus, which is a respiratory virus, the RSV, which is a respiratory virus. We got COVID, which is a respiratory virus. And we have norovirus, which makes you poo, which is fun. But wait, there's more. Okay, so I got flu. Flu was not great. It made all the food taste very bitter, which is something COVID does as well. So food tasted bitter, and I was kind of unhappy about that, especially since I was sick during Christmas week. And then once sickness kind of went away, asthma took over in a way that I have not had since I was 8 years old. I had so many asthma attacks in that Christmas week, and then brain fog. So making videos has been kind of difficult. I decided instead of struggling, take the week out. But in that time, the channel got more views than it normally gets in a Christmas week anyway. Last year, I spent a lot of time recording videos during Christmas week. So I did one on the Titanic, I did one on Ski Free, I did one on, I think it was PT. So I did a bunch, I think PT was Christmas Day, I think. So I did a bunch of videos for last Christmas, and then this Christmas, none at all, and ended up getting way more views. I do not know how the channel works, how YouTube guides people to the channel. It's so strange. It is so beyond my understanding. Sometimes people come to the channel and they're like, there's not many people watching your videos. What's going on? Why did you do something more popular? Like, I don't know, Fortnite. Well, for a couple of reasons. I'm not going to do something more popular like Fortnite because basically, if I do that, other people have already covered it. So you've got other channels that are going to cover it. What I tend to do is I tend to find video games that are more interesting to me personally, and then I'll cover them. So was it last year or the year before we did Disco Elysium? I love Disco Elysium. I absolutely loved it. And one of the things I've started to do at the end of Stranded Deep videos, so Stranded Deep, is put in a couple of clips from older video series that we've completed. Things like Disco Elysium, things like Stray Gods, a role-playing musical. In fact, we finished that last week. So the finale went up last week. There is a phenomena I have noticed with finales. So whenever I do a finale for a video series, it always gets less views, and I'm wondering if people are afraid to watch the last video in a series because that means the series has ended. Or I don't know if there's a psychological thing, but yeah, the finales for a video series always get less views than any other part of the video series. Kind of a weird thing, but the channel as a whole has been doing quite well. And if you go to the main page, if you go to the front page, you go to videos, and then you sort by popular. Well, obviously Stranded Deep videos, which is Stranded Deep. Stranded Deep videos tend to get the most views, which is why I've been doing it for like 800 odd episodes. But then you get other videos in there, like the Titanic video is probably up in there with quite a few views. That was a one-off. You're probably going to have The Long Dark in there, which was a series. I kind of got bored of The Long Dark. It's a survival game, much like Stranded Deep, but there's too many things to keep doing, like too many roundels, too many meters that keep going down. Like you've got the cold, the thirst, the hunger, the tiredness, and it got to a point where it's just like you can't move more than 5 feet before having to stop and light a fire, and I'm just like, oh, this isn't fun. I keep having to warm up, having to light fires, having to do stuff. And it became a bit of a chore to play. So we were doing the story aspect of The Long Dark. Unfortunately, the people making The Long Dark stopped doing the story part of the game. So I never really went back there. And at this point, I think that I'm just not that interested in playing it. So we kind of stopped playing it. The other series that has done quite well is the Tech and Sundry videos. So we have things like the Tomy Turbo Turn-In Dashboard, which it's a toy. It's a clockwork toy that a lot of us had when we were kids. I had one given to me one Christmas by my sister. I took it apart. It had a common problem, so I fixed it. The people have come and asked about that thing. People have asked for the manual, a copy of the manual, like a PDF scan of the manual. They've asked about how I put it back together after taking it apart. That video has done very, very well. So some videos do well that you don't expect to do well, and some videos don't do well that you do expect to do well. I started doing Cyberpunk, but 2077, back when it was new, there were some problems with how it handled OBS as a recording media. That I didn't know until I'd uploaded the video, and once I got all that sorted out, yeah, it just didn't do very well. It's a weird phenomena because one of my favorite video series that I've ever done on the channel, one of the favorite gameplay series, is Disco Elysium. I love Disco Elysium, absolutely love Disco Elysium. It is got to be one of my favorite games. We've been doing Baldur's Gate, which is very similar, but Disco Elysium is just better. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the way the game ended. I love playing it. But here's the thing. Each individual video didn't get that many views, and now Game Grumps has done it as a one-off. And they're like, well, we're not too sure about this. We'll do it as a one-off. Hundreds of thousands of views on a single video, and I'm just like, bugger. How do they do it and we don't? Game Grumps is probably the closest analog to this channel. So in terms of this channel, the setup, Game Grumps is probably the closest analog. It is a person playing video games and just talking non-stop, which is something they do. There's two people though. There's Danny and there's Aaron, and they do play off each other very well. And they both have separate careers away from that, so they've done a lot of music together. Danny's in several bands. And they do voice acting work as well, which is something that I can't do. If I do a voice, it usually sounds like this. A little bit like Catface, don't you know? That's it. That's probably the height of my repertoire. That is just like the be all and end all of everything that I can do, unfortunately. Or this normal voice is what I got. The closest British analog, I guess, to the channel, to Overdrive Theatre, is going to be probably Yogscast. Although I haven't been to Yogscast in a long time. And the reason for that is, I don't know. I think sometimes you just kind of fall out of love with a channel, or you just kind of stop watching for whatever reason. I know my brother still watches Yogscast, and friends still watch them, especially during the Jingle Jam every year. So they do the Jingle Jam, which is a charity event. Those guys are about 150 miles away up in Bristol. I think they're based in Queen's Square in Bristol. I have never interacted with any of them, although they would be the closest analog to this channel. So you've got Duncan, you got Sips. I think Sips is probably still doing it. Sips from the Yogscast is the reason I picked up Stranded Deep as a video game, because he played it back in the days of pre-release, back in the days of 0.12, I think. And I picked up the game. Oh, it might have been 0.11. And I picked up the game in 0.12 and started playing it then. So we've come a long way since then. The game is now released. We're making our own maps. We're making our own maps and doing our own stuff. And it's pretty good. It's been pretty good. But the channel's come a long way since being a PlanetSide 2 channel. So originally we just played PlanetSide 2. What I would do is I would record like 2 or 3 hours on a weekend. I would get everyone together and then chop up the videos and throw them out like one video a week. It wasn't a lot, and I'm wondering if that's what really hurt the channel. Like in the early days, we just weren't putting that many videos out every week. I try to get 4 or 5 videos out a week now, which seems to be a good balance of things. But back then, yeah, there wasn't that many. The other guys would do like a video here and there, but their taste for editing videos in Premiere and doing this kind of like pre-recorded stuff. Pre-recorded, kind of difficult thing to say because that's how we started. But yeah, their taste didn't work out. So my brother now does Twitch. James now does Twitch. Nick doesn't do Twitch, but is still around. So we all still hang out together. I think the other biggest thing that we used to do was snack time. But the trouble with snack time, and the reason it had to stop, is because we all just moved apart. So James is a lot further away. Nick's a lot further away. My brother is a lot closer, kind of ironically. But getting everyone together to do snack time, now that we've got jobs that require different timings, like I work a 9 to 5, James works in a bakery, so he's there in the crack of the morning. Nick works evening shifts. So yeah, trying to get everyone together for just kind of like any sort of recording like that is basically impossible these days. Not fully impossible, basically impossible. So it's a lot trickier now that we're all grown up and adult. But yeah, I'm happy with the way the channel is going at the moment. There is a new video series about to start, and that is cool. I'm doing a lot of music-based indie games recently. So we've done a Highland Song, which I really liked a Highland Song. That was kind of a stressful video to do because that was on a timer. You had to get to the end of the game before a certain time. And I managed to do it in the first playthrough. One playthrough, banged it through, got the good ending. Great. Stray Gods, a role-playing musical. That was also quite stressful because I knew it was kind of a short-ish game, but you get sort of like an anxiety when you get towards the end of the game itself. And the anxiety is basically, as you get to the end of the game, you wonder how much is left before you are going to need to, like, you don't want to record a half-hour episode and then be left with 5 minutes. So you go into the game, 5 minutes, bang, it's done. And I had that problem with Black Flag. Black Flag just ended, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. That was one of those big problems because I was expecting more of a game to be left, and it was just like, oh, here's a cutscene, game's over, done, goodbye. And I was just like, what? Is that it? Is that the whole game? What? You can't do me like this. And it did. And I was just like, oh, that's an issue. So I always get a little bit of anxiety when you come towards the end of a game. The Wolf Among Us was sort of similar as well. I had no idea when the game would end. It was a fun game to play. I loved playing it. It was a fun game to play. But we got to the end of that and I was just like, oh, how much is left versus... Because you can look up and see how long a game is supposed to be. And I tend to play them for a little bit longer because I tend to do as much as I can do in a video game. Partly to make it interesting and partly just to get out as much from like entertainment value from the game itself. So yeah, the channel's been doing well. We're not going to stop playing Stranded Deep anytime soon because you guys just haven't stopped watching, and I honestly don't know why. A lot of people coming to the channel are new people, but the regular people, it's good to have regular faces. It's good to have regular people commenting as well. So seeing people commenting regularly from different parts of the world is actually really good. One of the things that I really like about the channel, one of the reasons I carry on doing the channel, is because people from all over the world, from North America, from South America, from like the Central Eurasian continent, people comment and people talk, and I love finding out about people. Love finding about people and how they live, like how their life is. Like it's interacting with real human beings in different parts of the world through this medium of video, and that's one of the things that fascinates me the most. When people say, "Oh, we've been getting a lot of snow here recently," or "Oh, I work as a carpenter," or "Oh, you know, something happened in town and it's really interesting and I think you should know." That sort of stuff is fascinating. That is the rewarding bit. I really do like finding out about people and just kind of the general lives of people. Like, I will quite happily put a pin on a Google Maps. I will quite happily just look around Google Maps. Someone's like, "I live in this part of the world," and I'm like, Google Maps, put a dude there, and it's like, oh, this is interesting. The other day, I was looking around the Great Lakes in North America, because I've been fascinated by Great Lakes tankers recently, and the fact that a lot of them just snap in half for no reason, and then they and the crew go down to the bottom of like Lake Superior or Lake Huron, and then the crew gets adipocere, so it's the corpse wax that comes through. They get mummified, and then they just are down on the bottom of the Great Lakes with their ship floating around as like a mummified corpse. And I'm like, that's crazy. What's next to the Great Lakes? What draws people to the Great Lakes? And it's so strange because the way the towns are like laid out, the way an American town is laid out, especially in places like Ohio or Michigan, it's a grid system. It's flat. There's a lot of flat terrain, and there's no like there is a central part of town, but it's so different to what we have over here. What we have over here could be like a millennia and a half old. Like the town I used to live in had a church that was celebrating its millennia and a half. I think it was like 1500 years old. And it's like, oh, cool. That's great. What does it look like on the inside? Well, to me, it looks like a normal church. It's got wooden pews, it's got wooden ceilings, it's, you know, stone floors, flagstones and stuff. And it's just, you know, that's something that is just normal for me. But wait, there's more. Of course, there's always more. Like, the streets are higgledy-piggledy, there's lots of curves, there's lots of turns. Nothing's set up on a grid system in the UK except for the old new towns, places like Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes is set up on a grid system because that was a new town. That was a town built in the middle of nowhere. They threw up a load of grids, they threw a town down, and everyone hated it because it's kind of boring. Everyone appears to like lots of curves and lots of turns, and that's just how the UK is. But yeah, looking at other parts of the world, the way people even just like lay out towns is interesting. The way that the middle of an American town has a really wide road, and then you have like parking slots for giant like pickup trucks. It's like, oh, people drive into the center of town, pick up a latte, and then go home, and it might be 40 miles. And it's like, yeah, no, we're just going to pop into town 40 miles and pick up a burrito and a latte. And it's just like, that's weird. I would never want to do that. That's such a long way to go. But that's normal for them, I guess. Just the shape of signs, like road signs, is different as well. Anything that's different is fascinating. So yeah, like getting in contact with you guys and just seeing how different your day-to-day existence is one of the big rewarding things of the channel. I love it. I just love it when someone says, today I did this thing that to me is kind of mundane and boring, but actually to you, it's going to be fascinating, my dude. I just learned the Badger, a Great Lakes car carrier. There's the Badger. There's another ship as well, built in like 1950, I think, and it was originally meant to carry rail cars across the Great Lakes, and now they converted it for carrying cars. And it's this ancient freighter that you can still ride today. And I'm just like, oh, what's on either side of the Great Lake that you would want to go across on this car freighter? And it's like, not a lot. Not a lot. It's flat on one side and flat on the other side. There's Michigan on the other side, which is okay, cool. I gather they make beer there. That's about as much as I know about Michigan. So yeah, no, it's always fascinating. The other thing that I have to thank people for is down below, under each of the videos, is a link to Coffee. And that's a donation system which gives 100% of the donation to the content creator. Some of you guys have been putting money into Coffee, which is great because every now and again, what happens is I get a bill because apparently running a YouTube channel is not a free enterprise. Imagine that, not a free enterprise. So basically what happens is if you want a website, you got to pay for web hosting, and you got to pay for domain hosting as well. You got to pay for the domain, and they doubled the cost of the domain this year. I checked back to last year and I was like, I'm sure I didn't pay that much. And it's just like, yeah, no, we've just doubled it for no reason. And I'm like, why would you do that? So that was a bit of a surprise, but having that buffer there, it helps. But the way the videos are made, it's not something I can rely on because, the way the videos are made, and the unreliable nature of YouTube and the algorithm is that when it comes to the algorithm, the algorithm's it does what it does. I can't influence it. I can't do much with the algorithm. So I just have to do what I can, which is make videos. So the way I make videos is I go to work, then I come home, and then once I'm home, I have a cup of tea. Oh, look at this. In one of my favorite mugs. It's my Mark V mug from the Tank Museum. Let's see, Mark V from the Tank Museum. One of my favorite museums. I love a museum that allows you to go in and touch all the exhibits. And let's be honest, when an exhibit is a tank, they're not worried about you breaking it. But yeah, so you have a cup of tea, you sit down, like this. So this is what you don't see. I never really do picture in picture. And then I'll record Stranded Deep, or I'll record, Baldur's Gate, or something like this. Yeah, like this. This is exactly how it's recorded. And then what I'll do is I will do exactly what I'm going to do tonight. I will edit the video, so I'll take the audio, which is you can't see, but there's a laptop over here. So the laptop's there, but the monitor for the laptop is over there. So this microphone that's in front of me connects to that laptop through a mixing desk, so it gets compression and it gets audio adjustment through the mixing desk. So what I do is I take the WAV, the recorded WAV, put it on the PC, which is where all the other stuff gets recorded, and then I will edit the whole lot together in Premiere. So the WAV, the audio, and then the video gets put together in Premiere, cut all the stuff out that I don't want. So sometimes if I get a bit wheezy because I've been sick, the last Stranded Deep video I had to go in and cut out all the breathing. You didn't notice that. Of course you didn't notice that, but why would you? So cut out all the breathing and then upload the video, encode the video. Once the video is being encoded, I'll go and cook dinner. So dinner will be cooked. And then by the time dinner's cooked, I'll come back here because there's not another table in here, so I have to eat here as well. Get the video uploading, and then go and clean the kitchen. Because clean kitchen is a clean you. And one of the things I cannot stand is going to bed with a dirty kitchen. So cook, upload the video, clean, and then once the video has been fully uploaded, which takes about an hour and a half to upload a video normally, then I will do all the thumbnails, and then you've got to do all of the, oh gosh, what is it? The social media stuff. So it goes up on Mastodon, it goes up on Twitter, I'm not calling it X. It goes up on Twitter, it goes up on Facebook, it goes up on their website, it goes up on all the places that you expect it to go. And even Discord as well. I put stuff up on Discord. Although I'm not the most sociable person, do like to be a little bit private. I don't know. I don't know. I've always been kind of like kept myself to myself. So I'll answer questions. I mean, if you put stuff up on Discord, I'll answer it. It's fine. But yeah, so thank you for being around. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for donating, to the people who've donated. If you don't want to donate, if you don't want to donate, then that's fine. Just watching the videos, leaving a like really helps. Like liking the videos and leaving comments helps more than you could possibly imagine. And just being here helps as well. So familiar faces, I do like seeing the familiar faces. I'm going to leave it there for the time being. How long have I talked for? 27 minutes. Yeah, it's about normal for a vlog. It's normal for a vlog. So it'll be picture in picture. I haven't edited this together yet, but by the time you see this, it'll be the final product. So I'm going to leave it there for the time being. Yeah, things are just going to carry on as normal. I'm going to record videos after work. And then Yogscast are going to get more views for videos than I am, even though we're both British video content creators. Can I do this? Yeah, okay, cool. Neat. Yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird world. But you know what? If it wasn't weird, it would be boring. So, whatever. I'm going to leave it here for the time being. If you like this, definitely leave a little like, leave a subscribe. Hopefully next time we'll be back in the car, although I might leave it a few weeks until the weather has both improved and the sun comes out a bit more. We are currently... The weather from about Thurso all the way down to Birmingham is snow and ice, so the people up north are getting it quite badly. But I also understand the people in the US, as I record, are also getting a lot of snow and ice. So stay safe, stay protected, and stay warm. And I hope to see everyone in the next video. So, see you what. I'll catch you next time.